Small living rooms have a bit of an unfair reputation. People tend to see the limited square footage and immediately focus on what they can't do, instead of all the things they actually can. The truth is, small living room interior design can be incredibly rewarding. When a space is smaller, every choice matters more, which often leads to rooms that feel more intentional, more personal, and honestly more comfortable than oversized living areas that never quite feel finished. One of the first things to understand about designing a small living room is that it's not about making the room look bigger at all costs. Of course, creating a sense of openness helps, but the real goal is to make the room feel good to be in. A small living room that feels cozy, functional, and welcoming will always be a larger one that feels cold or awkwardly arranged. Color plays a huge role in how a small living room feels. Lighter colors are popular for a reason because they reflect light and help the space feel more open. Whites, soft grays, warm beiges, and creamy neutrals create a calm backdrop that doesn't visually crowd the room. But that doesn't mean you have to avoid color entirely. Muted tones and soft hues add personality without overwhelming the space. If you love darker colors, they can absolutely work in a small living room when used thoughtfully. A deep accent wall or darker furniture can actually add depth and make the space feel more intentional. The key is balance. Pair darker elements with lighter ones and make sure there's enough light to keep the room from feeling closed in. Furniture selection is probably the most important part of small living room interior design. Oversized furniture is one of the most common mistakes people make in small spaces. It's tempting to buy a big plush sofa because it looks comfortable, but in a small room it can quickly take over. Instead, look for furniture that's scaled to the room. Sofas with slimmer arms, exposed legs, and clean lines take up less visual space and make the room feel lighter. That doesn't mean comfort has to be sacrificed. Plenty of compact sofas are just as cozy as their larger counterparts. The trick is finding pieces that feel comfortable without being bulky. Chairs can be a great alternative to additional seating without crowding the space. A single accent chair or two can often work better than trying to fit in another sofa. The layout of a small living room can completely change how it feels. Pushing all the furniture against the walls doesn't always make the room feel bigger, even though it seems like it should. Sometimes pulling furniture slightly inward creates a more balanced and inviting arrangement. Creating a clear focal point, whether it's a TV, a window, or a piece of art, helps the room feel organized and intentional. Rugs are another key element that can either help or hurt a small living room. A rug that's too small can make the room feel disjointed. Choosing a rug that's large enough to fit under the front legs of your seating helps anchor the space and makes everything feel connected. Light-colored rugs or ones with subtle patterns work especially well in smaller rooms. Lighting is one of the most powerful tools in interior design, and it's especially important in small living rooms. Relying on a single overhead light usually makes the room feel flat and uninviting. Layering lighting with table lamps, floor lamps, and even wall sconces creates warmth and depth. Soft, warm lighting instantly makes a small living room feel more comfortable. Natural light is a huge bonus, so keeping window treatments light and simple helps the room feel open during the day. Sheer curtains or light filtering shades allow sunlight to flow in while still providing privacy. Hanging curtains higher than the window frame can make the ceilings feel taller, which is a great trick in small spaces. Storage is often a challenge in small living rooms, but it's also where smart design choices really pay off. Furniture with built-in storage helps keep clutter under control. Coffee tables with drawers, ottomans that open up, and media consoles with closed cabinets all help hide everyday items without sacrificing style. Wall storage can be especially useful when floor space is limited. Floating shelves, wall-mounted cabinets, or even built-in units provide storage without crowding the room. The key is not to overload them. Keeping shelves styled simply prevents the room from feeling busy. Decor should be thoughtful in a small living room. This isn't the place to display everything you own. Choosing a few meaningful pieces makes a bigger impact than filling every surface. Artwork, photos, and decor that reflect your personality help the space feel warm and lived in. Mirrors are a classic trick in small living rooms for a reason. They reflect light and create the illusion of more space. A well-placed mirror can make a small room feel brighter and more open. Mirrors with interesting frames also add style without taking up physical space. Textiles play a huge role in making a small living room feel cozy. Throw pillows, blankets, and soft fabrics add warmth and comfort. In a smaller space, it's helpful to keep the color palette cohesive so these elements don't compete with each other. Mixing textures instead of colors adds interest without clutter. Plants are another great way to bring life into a small living room. Even 1 or 2 plants can make the space feel fresher and more inviting. They soften the lines of furniture and add a natural element that works well in almost any design style. One of the most important aspects of small living room interior design is embracing how the space is actually used. This is a room for living, not just looking at. Designing around your habits and routines makes the room feel more comfortable and functional. If you love reading, make space for a cozy chair and good lighting. If movie nights are important, focus on comfortable seating and a good layout for viewing. Small living rooms benefit from a sense of simplicity. When there's less space, clutter becomes more noticeable. Editing down to the essentials helps the room feel calmer and more enjoyable. This doesn't mean the room has to feel empty or impersonal. It just means every piece has a purpose. At the end of the day, small living room interior design is about making the most of what you have. It's about creating a space that feels welcoming, functional, and reflective of your personality. When a small living room is designed with intention, it can feel just as stylish and comfortable as a much larger space. Sometimes even more so, because every detail has been chosen with care.